and welcome back to Reactioncast. It's your host, Jesus, aka Tyrant, Dominus, here to give you another movie review. This time around, we're going to be talking about the DC film Black Adam. So yeah, this film's been in like project form for a couple years now. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been trying to get this character up on screen for multiple years. It was announced a long time ago. So was it well worth it towards the final product? I'll be honest, I literally almost forgot this movie was coming out. It was a film that, I don't know, it's hard for DC films lately. I don't know, man. It's rough for the DCEU. Yeah, DC Universe. DCEU, whatever, man. I'll be honest, there was the other day I just realized it's been 10 years since the DC Universe, Cinematic Universe has been around and we're nowhere. But does Black Adam really get you back? Now, I'm going to start by saying Black Adam is a very, very entertaining film. I was...
Look at that shit.
Exactly. From beginning to end, I was like quite entertained. It is a wonderful like sit down popcorn flick. But that's kind of all it really is. It's a just quick, not quick, it's a roughly 2 hour long, but it's just a entertaining popcorn flick. It's nothing too grandiose, nothing really big. It has a couple moments, but nothing too much. And that's the thing. It's pretty like all right. So like we're getting an origin story of Black Adam here, and even that's a little bit wonky. Like the opening scene's a little bit like a little rough. I'm not gonna lie. They go with like a narration, and I'm like, I had to go over and ask one of the people who were watching the film, is like, is the audio a little off or something? Because man, the first few minutes with the narrator is just like pretty off. I'm not gonna lie. But like the first few moments we get to see of Black Adam and him and The Rock's portrayal, boy, does it go balls crazy. And I'm like, yes, you are in. The film does really well during like Act 1. I would say Act 2 too. But then around Act 3 it kind of loses it a little bit. The writing here is not that grand. It does a reasonable job showcasing Black Adam, but then there's a lot of things with character development, with what they're trying to do. I don't know, it's a lot, and it just doesn't really go anywhere sometimes. And then you get introduced with the Justice Society and them trying to stop Black Adam. You got like, Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Atom Smasher, and these guys are trying to stop Black Adam. You get some few quips. I like the actor who's playing Hawkman. He does a really good job kind of playing off The Rock. It's really good. Who is that actually? Aldous Hudge, and then Aldous Hudge. Good. Some of the comedy relief, like Atom Smasher, he's all right. He gave me a couple chuckles, but nothing too much. And then kind of the supporting cast of the family, they're all right. I don't know. It just felt like this film didn't really focus a lot on the character build up and kind of the antagonist of Black Adam. Like they were doing good during the first act. Is like, okay, this is interesting, and there's like some MacGuffins that you think, okay, they might work. It just felt like a film we should have been watching back in the like the 90s or early 2000s. It had kind of that style of writing, and I don't know. Like I said, it's an entertaining film, but like when you get down to the brass tacks, it's not. It's not that great of a film. Like visually, really good. Like the visuals are wonderful, because there's a lot of CGI, and they do a really good job. But like I said, towards the end, the final act, it's kind of like, that's a lot of CGI. All right, it looks good, but why are we here? And I don't know. I see what they're trying to do, but it just doesn't meet expectations. And I even went in with low expectation, and when I left, I'm like, oh, I was entertained. But was it a good film? No, it is not a good film. It's a fun film, I'll say that. Like I said, I was enjoying everything. It just some of the writing, the final act, it just didn't feel earned a lot of the time. There's a couple scenes where they tried to give you the feels, but they just weren't built up. Like I said, even the supporting cast, they were trying to build up their characters. It's just like there's no reason for their build up, and they didn't even have good build up, so I didn't really care where certain scenes were trying to be emphasized. And yeah, I think most of the time the good parts were all the action sequences. The action sequences were fantastic. Like, they were fantastic. Just so many battles. Like, that's when the moment hits. But when you take that away, you just get bland, everyday hero like fodder, and like there's nothing really to like make this different. And it's really disappointing, because the what they were trying to do with Black Adam, this like anti-hero or villain, it didn't fit well, and I was kind of disappointed what I was hoping, or they were hoping to do. It just kind of just became another generic hero flick, and that's I think that's what sucks. But if you're, like I said, it's a fun movie. I like you just turn off your brain. Don't give a crap about any real like development. Just sit there and like, all right, stuff is happening, battles, MacGuffins, plot holes, sure. Reasonable humor. There's a couple good jokes, but some didn't fit. But I would say reasonable. And then yeah, I think some of the people talking about like there is a mid-credit scene. There's no end credit, so there is a mid-credit. So after the credits done running, there's one, and a lot of people are talking about it. At this point, if you are all spoiled already, you should know. I'm not gonna spoil it on this one, but yeah, it got me excited for sure. But it's disappointing. Once again, I think they're rushing things, and that sucks a lot. Man, I don't know. The DCEU, man. I just don't know anymore, man. The DCEU. Man, so that's kind of where I'm sitting right now. Like I said, the acting from The Rock for Black Adam, it kind of just felt like The Rock, but he has that intimidating aura around him, which worked really well. What was the name of the Hawkman? Aldous Hodge did a good job as Hawkman. Like, did a good job. And it was believable. What else? Who else was like some outstanding, like Pierce Brosnan. I liked him as Dr. Fate. He did a good job. And I think those are like the only like outstanding, like I liked when they were on screen. Besides that, every other character just kind of just was there. They tried to build them up, like I said, it just didn't work out well, and the plot wasn't that interesting. It just there for being there. There's like scenes are just happening for the next scene to happen. Nothing grand. It's an average film. Like, actually, give me a second. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, this is what I kind of figured, yeah. So, if at the time of this recording, Black Adam is sitting on Rotten Tomatoes at a 88 audience score. Where, yeah, I feel like like I said, it's a fun film. Like, yeah. But critically, it's sitting at a 41, and I can see the criticism. I'm giving my criticism. These are just my opinions on the film. But like I said, like some films don't have to be good to be fun. So there's some goofy ass movies out there that are like, this is fucking dumb, but I like that I'm watching it. And I think this is one of them. I'll be honest, but yeah, it's not that good of a movie. You'll have fun watching it, but it's just like, all right, I'm good. But yeah, that's kind of really it. There's a lot I want to say, but they're kind of in the spoilers area of stuff. And yeah, it's one of those things. I'm just gonna might have to talk with, have a longer discussion with some of the other people to kind of really dive in. But yeah, I'm gonna give Black Adam. It wasn't that bad, and I'm gonna give it a slight benefit of the doubt at this point. It was all right, but damn, there's some funky stuff during Act 3. They kind of just some of the things that were like, it did so good, but okay, for now, man, this is point. I'm gonna give it a solid. I'm gonna get a 5 out of 10. That's average. It's an average movie. I mean, I'm boosting it up. I'll be honest, just because it's not bad, but it's just an average movie. There was a lot of things it was trying to portray, just didn't. It never felt like it did what it. The final act and kind of the antagonists of the film were just kind of there. And I'm like, what is happening? Sure, I'm just going to go with the punches now. I don't care anymore. Visual effects, CGI were like reasonably good. The acting, there's a couple noteworthy things. Like I said, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson did a good job as Black Adam. The rest of the supporting cast were just like, okay, they're doing all right. Like, all right. And just the writing and the story, just there's a lot of things that just never were lived up to, and like they put a lot of things. It's just like, okay, sure. 5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys thought of Black Adam. Are you excited for the future? Continuing on, was this well worth it? But yeah. So everyone, thanks again for listening or watching. Until next time, see ya.